Hello everybody, welcome to the class. So let us begin QBasic with some introduction. So I know many of you have already started QBasic, but I will still request you to follow the entire video because the fundamentals are very important. If the fundamentals are not clear, then you will not fully able to grasp the basics. Okay? So let us begin. So what is program? So computer program is basically a collection of instructions that can be executed by a computer to perform a specific task. A computer program is generally written in a computer programming language. Next, what is programming language? A programming language is a formal language which comprises of a set of instructions that produce various kinds of output, and most programming language consists of instructions for the computer. Next, what is a programmer? A person who writes a computer program is a computer programmer. Next is generally there are two categories of programming languages. One is low level language and another one is high level language. So low level language basically it is directly recognized by the computer and it is not human readable. Two types of low level languages are there. They are machine language and assembly language. So machine language. Machine language is basically consists of instructions that are converted into binary code. The word bi means two. And to represent instructions in binary code, we use only two characters, 0 and 1. Okay? Assembly language. So assembly language is little bit closer than your machine language. It consists of certain mnemonic codes such as ADD for performing addition, MOV for moving memory values from one register to another, in this manner. Okay, and finally we are having high level language. So high level language are basically similar to that of your English language. They enables programs are more or less independent of a particular type of computer. So program written in high level language for one machine will be able to run in any other machine. Okay, so generally speaking, a computer program basically consists of three parts: input, processing and output. So input basically refers to those data or instructions that we provide to the computer, that we give to the computer. Processing means the actions that the computer performs on the data, and output basically the results obtained after processing the data and which the computer shows to the user is your output. Okay, so QBasic. So QBasic stands for Quick Beginners All Purpose Symbolic Instruction Code. Okay, so QBasic stands for Quick Beginners All Purpose Symbolic Instruction Code. So there are basically two types of values or variables that are used in QBasic. First is numeric. Numeric refers to numbers, and second one is the string. So string basically is combinations of characters, symbols and digits. So let us take up some examples. So numeric examples could be a equals to 7. So what am I doing here is that I am assigning the value 7 to a variable named a. Next, in the same manner, I am assigning a decimal value 12.31. I am assigning a fractional value to a variable. So both integer value as well as fractional value can be used as a numeric type value. And next one is string. So string, as I told, is a combination of symbols and digits. So string value is followed by string variable is followed by a dollar sign. See here, I have given the variable name m, and in order to refer to it as a string variable, I have to mention the dollar symbol. And string variables are always enclosed within double quotation. See the next example, 6e. So here I have used some symbols, hyphen, and in next one I am also able to use digits in string. Okay, so these are the two types of values that we incorporate in QBasic. Now let us take up a program. So it is asked us to take input your name, class, section and roll number, and we have to just display this data that is given as input. So let us start. So a QBasic program begins with the keyword CLS. CLS stands for clear screen. If anything is present in the screen before the program starts executing, CLS will erase those things. Okay. Next is we have to consider the input. So in this program the inputs are given that we have to enter our name. So the command to give input to the QBasic program for is input keyword. After that I have C here, I have given a message that is enclosed within double quotation, a string message I have given. So what does this message will mean to you when you read it? Enter your name. So what happens when you read this message, enter your name? It basically asks you to type your name in the computer, isn't it? So when you see this message and you type your name, so whatever name you are giving will be stored in the variable $. And you see here another symbol is utilized, that is your semicolon. Here semicolon acts as a separator. It is separating my variable $, with the message, this message, enter your name. So it is acting as a separator, just like full stop in English language, it separates two sentences. So in QBasic the semicolon sign is acting as a separator. In this case it is separating this string constant, this message, from the string variable. So what happens again when this statement is run? So this message will be displayed in the computer screen, and on seeing this message you will be able to type your name. So in the same manner, next the computer will be asking you to enter your class. You will enter your class, then section, and it will be stored in $, and finally roll number in R. So see here, basically name, class, section, I have taken string values because it consists of combination of alphabets and sometimes digits, but roll number is always numeric, so that's why numeric type valuable. In this program basically no processing part is there, just the input, and we have to show the output. So directly we will go to the output section. The command for showing output in QBasic is print command. So print, then again in the same manner we are providing a message, then semicolon for a separator, and after that we are providing the variable where we have stored our name. So what this statement it will do is, it will display this message name, and after that what it will display here is that the value that is stored in $n will be displayed. Okay, so in the same manner class, then whatever value you have stored in $CL will be displayed. Section, then whatever section you have stored in $S will be displayed, and finally roll number in R will be displayed. So when my program completes, to mark end of the program I use the command end. Okay, so hope you have understood. If any problem is there, you can mention it in the comment section. So see you soon in my next video. Bye bye.